welcome to my workshop. And today we're going to get this newly finished CNC Router running. We're going to do a couple of test cuts with it. So this might be a fairly lengthy video today. So the first thing we're going to do is cut just a simple pocket for its very first job. About 50mm round pocket, and see how it goes. Then I think we'll put together in Carveco Maker Plus in my case on this computer. Okay, so for this first test cut we're going to use some 19mm or 3/4 inch MDF, just a offcut. So I'm going to put it on the table here, and I do know there's a lot of first timers for CNC machines or routing looking in, so I'll start off right from the very beginning of how to correctly clamp a piece of material to your table or your CNC router. Okay, so what I do is I have these type clamps that you can purchase from eBay. Actually, they're very cheap. They're about $5 each, I think. So in this case I'm going to use 4. So we'll put 4 in here like this. Okay, we'll get our material and we'll position it on the table square to the front of the table within a ½ mm or so. Now I use the same material as that I'm going to clamp. So what you do is do this affair. Okay, so the nose of the clamp is, it's parallel. It's not tipped sort of backwards like this, because if you tip it backwards, in other words clamp it like that, with the vibration of the tool cutting the material, it can actually spit the material out. You'll end up busting tools and ruining your whole job. So this is the correct way of clamping it. It's very simple, just like this. Now 4 clamps on this for this little job is probably overkill, but it's good practice to have a very firm clamping arrangement like this. So let's have it the right way around. Of course you could actually, this is threaded this end, you could have a bolt in here, and I sometimes do use that method. It's preferable then to either, let's open that up a bit, to either have this parallel, or even if you have it tipped up this direction. Okay, so the nose is pointing down onto the material. That is acceptable, but that direction is not. Okay, not to confuse you too much, so we'll just tighten this up nice and firm. Okay, she's all switched on. So this, for those of you who don't know, this is an SMC5 controller. It's a 5-axis controller. At the moment I've got it connected up to 3 axes, X, Y and Z. But I will be making a 4th axis, which is a rotary axis, eventually. And I'll probably never use the 5th axis. This is what I would personally recommend. It's reasonably priced, and it does pretty well everything Mach 3 would do if for using CNC routers. or all milling machines for that matter. Okay, so I'm going to bring this tool up now to the center of the work, and we will register what's known as the G54, which is the very start of the program. If you look at my previous video to this, I put a very short program. I put this pocket cutting together. You don't have to worry about writing G-code. I use Carveco Maker or Carveco Maker Plus. It writes all the G-code for you. All you've got to be able to do is simple drawing, and it does the rest. Okay, so I'm going to bring the tool over now and register the X, Y and Z starting point, or what's commonly known as the G54. Okay, to start the rotor head moving, it's necessary to take the reset off on the controller, which is this button here. It's a cross with some sort of dots on it. You press that, goes green, and then you can I've just got it somewhere near, so now I'm going to take over with the hand controller. Okay, so I have the hand controller now, and I'm just going to select the Y, and if you notice, it's very controllable, and then the X, and then the Z, so we'll just do the X and Y first, and for this test piece by eye is fine. I think that's about okay there. Now the Z, if I can do this, all you really need, you're trying to find out the end of that tool in relation to your material. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. So you put the paper underneath the end of the tool and very, very gently and quietly bring the tool down, move in the paper until it just grabs it like that. Now that's within 1/1000th of an inch or so off that material, which is fine. You don't need to go any sort of closer than that. So now we're going to go back to the controller and register this G54, or the start of this program. Now for those of you who are interested, this is an offline controller, what is normally called an offline controller. Okay, so to set the X, Y and Z coordinates, or the start of the work, or also known as the G54, is you come to this C with a line through it on this particular controller. Press that. So X is highlighted and you press OK. Watch the D arrows here. So you've just registered the 0 for the X. Now come down one to the Y, press OK, and you've zeroed the Y. Down one, press OK. So X, Y, Z are now zeroed, and you've just registered the G54, or the start of the program. So what I'm going to do now is just raise the tool, or the head, up off the work now. So you just go to the Z plus, and that's all you need to do. Get rid of your piece of paper. And now I'm going to put the program into the controller. So we'll just insert my flash drive with the program on it into the slot provided. Press escape. Now I'm just going to use this wheel to, you can sort of move to any position on these boxes here. So we want to open a file. So then USB drive, open that, come to the program, open that, press open, and now that file is in, well actually the controller now is reading that file off that drive. So now we can start the program running. Now having the program into the machine, now before I press run and start the program going, what I normally do is change the feed rate down to 50%, even lower, 30% maybe, and start it off very slowly to make sure that everything is going okay, especially with a brand new machine, and then I can ramp that feed rate up when I know everything is going just fine. Okay, so as this is a new machine and it's the first job, I just want to verify that that is actually a 2-inch pocket, and there it is, exactly 2 inches. And in millimeters, whoops, if I can get on there, 50 is about 50.8, which is what you would expect. And it should be exactly 10 millimeters deep. So, works perfectly. I am very, very pleased. And for those of you who may be interested, I have made about 16 videos now on everything that you will have to do to make one like this. The drawings will be on my Patron pages for patrons, and all the vendors for all the parts that I did buy in sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks. As people have been sending me some emails about that they don't feel confident enough, or they don't have the tools to be able to make a machine like this. Well, you will see in my videos that I I use very, very standard tooling to make this, if you cannot build one yourself. Unfortunately, 98% of the machines that come out of China do not meet world standard regulations for build quality and electrical. If you buy a CNC router from somewhere like Alibaba or eBay and it does not comply with your country's electrical and build standards, because all the standards have changed, you stand the chance of getting a fine of $3,500 per offence. So keep that in mind. So in the next video we are going to do a V-carving, and we're going to get this little girl to carve her name, and I've decided to call her Hermione. So thank you for joining me. Please press like and subscribe, and if you really like what I'm doing, you could consider becoming a patron to the channel. So thank you for joining me. Bye for now.